Okay, hello everybody. My name is Kenna and welcome to my channel. Here I'm going to just document my life and just the things that I get to go through. Just kind of, I'm not sure if you came from my Instagram or if you came from just finding me or if you searched me and you already know me, all the things. But basically, I am committing to the challenge of 27 by 27. If you need a little more context of what that is, go check it out on my Instagram. I basically posted the heart behind it, where it came from, things like that. But basically, all in all, what it is 27 things I want to do and accomplish by the time I'm 27. I kind of felt like just in the commotion of life and becoming a young adult in today's society, just feeling like there's so many things that I have to like figure out, I just kind of started to lose my dreams and my ambitions and the parts of me that made me and the things that made me excited. And so I started to create this list basically of things that, in Jesus' name, no, but if I died tomorrow but I completed all these things, I would be content with the life that I've lived and getting to use just whatever the Lord's given me and explore this world with it and things like that. So for this video, we're gonna kind of go over my 27 by 27 list and I'll kind of explain it to you. So this is my 27 by 27 beauty. So I'll kind of read off what I have on here and I'll maybe give some backstory to it and what we're gonna do. But a lot of it is traveling. I really want to see the world. That's like one of my big things that I really want to do one day. And that's the thing. See, I keep saying one day, but I feel like I could do it now. What's stopping me now? I mean, of course there's responsibilities, but still, to be able to do something like this now would just be so incredible. So here we go. My first thing, Portugal, Spain. Would love to see Portugal. Would love to go to Banff in Canada. Would love to go to Italy, but in Italy, I want to have a 7-course meal on a cobblestone road. That would just make, and I've heard they have like this culture in Italy where they eat at like 9 p.m. and it's like 7 courses and you just enjoy it for like hours on end. And I am so ready for that. I'm ready to just go and enjoy a meal and to not have to think about all of the health things and I don't know, like cultural diet things that I don't know if your mind is plagued with, but my mind definitely is. But to get to go to Italy and enjoy a meal and not have to think about it and to just like soak in fellowship and be with friends, I would love to do that. Okay, I'd love to go to France. I'd love to see the Eiffel Tower with a baguette in hand because what is more French than that? Don't care if I'm touristy, I still just want to do it. Okay, I want to go to Rome and I want to see the Colosseum and the Leaning Tower. I want to go on a Greece island cruise, okay? Follow me. There's so many islands in Greece that I don't want to just island hop. I'd rather be on a boat that takes me to all of them so I can experience all of them. So that's what I want to do. Plus, I was raised on Mamma Mia and I would love to just live out my Sophie dreams of being on a boat in Greece and just seeing all the islands. So that's where that one came from. I'd love to go to Mackinac Island in Michigan. Like, fun story, I actually was named after a movie that was shot there. So there's this movie called Somewhere in Time, and the actress in the movie, her name is Elise McKenna. And my mom watched it when she was like 13 and was like, I love this name. I'm gonna name my daughter this. So she named me McKenna Elise. So that's my name, and I'd love to go to the island and just explore it and see where my name came from, see where the movie was shot, things like that. I'm also slightly obsessed with Michigan. I went once on a trip, and now I'm like, could I live here? Possibly. So who knows if that will be part of this series? I'm not sure, but been praying about it. We'll see. Okay, I'd love to go to Australia, and I want to swim in the ocean. And the reason I wrote swim in the ocean is because I know there are so many sharks in Australia, and I would be terrified to swim in the ocean. So this is me facing my fears in Australia. There's also a lot of bugs and spiders in Australia, and I'm not gonna let that stop me. I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna face my fears. That's like a fun one, but also kind of like a we're overcoming things one. I want to run 26 miles, a marathon basically, and I put on here 26 by 26, which gives me about 2 years because I'm 24 right now, just turned 24 last month, so I have a little bit of time to figure this out. I'm excited to potentially run 26 miles by the time I'm 26, but yeah, that gives me 2 years to figure it out. But there's another part of me where right now it is currently 2026 and I would love to run 26 miles in 26. It'd be really cool if I could run 26 miles in 2026 and turn 2026, or wait, no. If I could run 26 miles in 2026 and turn 26, unfortunately, I am turning 25 this year, but it means I'll be starting my 26th year. So it does kind of feel like this big coming to fruition thing. So I don't know, maybe this is the year of the marathon. I run about 2 halves. I should be proud of it. I've run 2 halves, signed up for another one in like a month and a half. A little nervous because I wouldn't call myself like a runner. I would. Scratch that. I'm a runner, but I'm not like genetically built to be a runner. So I have to really try hard to do that. And so I'm a little bit nervous. 26 miles might take a lot out of me, but it's on my list. So we're going to see what we can do. Okay, I'd love to go to Leadville, Colorado and get a jacket. There's this company, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Malazalan jacket. Okay, if you know about it, you know about it. If you don't, let me enlighten you. So basically, when I was a freshman in college, I started watching these ultramarathon documentaries, and there's a really big ultramarathon in Leadville, Colorado called the Leadville 100, where runners will run like 50 miles out and then 50 miles back. And I just fell in love with these documentaries of these people and like how they did it and things like that. I would love to just be a prospect? What is it called? Whenever you're just like on the sidelines watching the runners, I would love to do that one day or be a part of someone's crew. In Jesus' name, the Lord might know that might happen. Who knows? But I would love to just experience it. So I'd love to go to Leadville, maybe around the Leadville 100. If not, just to be there and to like explore the city. But then there's this company there that makes these jackets that are from Leadville, Colorado, and they don't sell them online. They don't sell them through anybody else. You have to go to the store, the flagship store, to get one. And so I would love to just go to the flagship store and get one and to just experience Leadville, Colorado. Yeah, things like that. Okay, I would love to apply for The Amazing Race. This one is really sweet because my family and I, we grew up watching The Amazing Race, and so every time we'd watch it, my dad and I would be like, oh, we can do that. Or like, oh, that's so crazy. Why did they do that? We would have done it this way. And so I feel like just for childhood's sake, we have committed to applying for it, and we'll see if we make it on. That'd be really cool. I could cross off some of these countries if I make it on. So who knows? But yeah, I'll probably apply for The Amazing Race, probably with my dad and maybe with my brother too, see what dynamic they pick. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I'd love to go to Austria and sing The Sound of Music. I just want to live out that dream too, of just being in the mountains and singing the songs. I'm not going to sing them right now because Austria needs to hear them, not you. Sorry. Okay, this is like number 1 on my list, like biggest bucket list thing that I would love to do, but I'd love to go to the Christmas markets in Europe. So basically every Christmas season, there are like these really sweet like little towns in Europe and Germany and like all over just like that side of the world where they shut down like streets and town halls and areas where they just put in all these like cute little Christmas markets with like ornaments and food and drinks, and it just becomes like this winter wonderland. And I have seen a few people who have been able to go, and I've just like fallen in love with like what it looks like and what it is, and so it just seems really exciting. And yeah, I'm also in love with Christmas, and I love like just like the season and the music and the lights and it being cold and it snowing. And so in my imagination, my perfect world would be one Christmas season in Europe, getting to go to the Christmas markets and to just hold a mug and sit in the snow and look at the lights and shop with my friends or my family and look at all the Christmas stuff. So that's like number 1 on my list. We have about 3 Christmases to make this happen, so it'll be one of those 3. I really hope. Okay, I would love to sing karaoke, right time, right place. It's all that matters. I would love to move somewhere new. So I've grown up in Texas my entire life. I was born and raised in Austin, moved to San Antonio whenever I became a little bit older, like middle school, high school, and then I came to college and have lived in my college town ever since. And I love it here. It's great, but I would love to also experience life in other places and to go somewhere new and experience life like that. And I think it's really daunting to move, especially the older you get, because I feel like with college you have like an opportunity to move and to jump to the next thing, but as you get older those opportunities just kind of change and you kind of start to build life in a place, and moving just requires a lot more of you. So I'd love to try it before I get too, not stuck, but before I get too deep into something that I could start here. And who knows, I'm giving all of these things to the Lord because there's a chance that God could open up a lot of opportunities and doors here in town, and I don't want to move prematurely, but I would love to experience life in other places and see what that could bring. So that's on there. I would love to hike a portion of the Pacific Crest Trail. Also, if you know what the Pacific Crest Trail is, great. If not, it is one of the trails that basically goes from like the top of the United States all the way down to the bottom. And it goes through a bunch of different states, pretty much. There's one on like, I'm gonna totally make myself so embarrassed right now, but never east and west. I don't know my compass by heart, okay? I gotta do the thing. Anyway, there's like one on this side of the United States and there's one on this side of the United States. And it goes from like Canada all the way down to like California or Mexico. And then there's one that goes all the way from like the top of like the little part of the United States all the way down to Florida. I'm pretty sure. I need to check on it, but I would love to just hike a portion. About the same time that I fell in love with watching Leadville 100 documentaries, I also fell in love with hiking the Pacific Crest Trail documentaries. And so I would love to just hike a portion. I don't have to hike a whole bunch of it, but to just through hike, spend the night, maybe 1 or 2 nights, and to bring everything that I need on my back and just see what it's like. So that's on my list. I would love to go to Niagara Falls and just see that. I love waterfalls. I can literally stare at them for hours and people will have to rip me away from the view because I just am in love with it. It's just so beautiful. I would love to see a lighthouse in Maine. I would love to run a destination half marathon. So because I have my 26 miles on here, I feel like running this half could be something that is achievable because it could be part of my training is to sign up for a half somewhere. But I'd love to do it in a destination, to like go and travel for the sake of this half and to experience, just a new place and also get to do that really fun thing. I would love to go to the Redwood Forest and the California wine country. I just think that seems so beautiful. I'd love to see it. The cool thing is they actually have a half marathon through the Redwood Forest, and so a part of me is like maybe I can knock those off together. So we'll see. I think that the half is in about March every year, so I'm not sure I can do it this year, but that leaves me about 2 years to figure that out, so maybe one of those next 2 Marches. Okay, this one I'm really excited about. I would love to go to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in person. I feel like this is a little daunting. I'm gonna have to really plan this one in advance. And with all of these traveling things, I'm gonna have to start saving my money. But I would really love to go and see the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I'm like, I could even stay in New York, like maybe like upper New York, like maybe not New York, and then like travel in that day for the parade. I feel like that would be incredible, but I would really love to just see it. I like love the traditional Thanksgiving morning of waking up and having breakfast and putting the parade on in the background, so it'd be cool to go and see it in person. I would love to go on a solo trip, go somewhere by myself. I feel like that would be kind of cool. I don't think I could stay for too long because, I don't know. I've just never done it. It feels a little daunting. And I don't want to go anywhere too far. A part of me is like, I could just go on like a solo trip like in my own state and just do something fun. Or I'm so down for going to another state. So we'll see. And I'm honestly thinking that might get knocked out pretty easy with all these things on my list that I want to do. I really hope that friends and family could come along for some of them and enjoy these experiences with me. But if not, I don't want to like not do them. And so that might knock off the solo trip part of it too. So we'll see. I'd love to go to a concert. I've been to a concert before, but not like in my young adult life where I can like really remember the experience. So I'd love to like find an artist that I'd love to see live and go to one of their concerts. Not sure who that's going to be, so we'll see. I would love to go to a professional sporting game. Also, I have been to one of those, but again, not in my young adult life. And so I'd love to go as a young adult who can remember more. And so that'd be really cool to go to. I would love to host an amazing party just because. Like, dress to the nines, plan it out to a T, have the most amazing experiences and things happen at the party. A little bit of backstory about me, I'm also an event planner. I went to school for event planning, was in the wedding industry for about 5 years and did weddings and events for people. And so I just have this passion for planning things and putting things together, and also for design. I love designing and like bringing visions to life and making things beautiful for no reason except for the fact of just making things beautiful, because that's what life's about. It's about enjoying what you've been given and making it the most you can. And so I'd love to just host an amazing party just because, for all my friends and family. Something I can be proud of and put a lot of my creative energy into. So we'll see. I'd love to create and launch a successful business. Another thing about me is I've always had a side hustle. Doesn't matter how old I was, I did. I did tie blankets when I was a kid. I did knitting and crafting and would sell them at markets with my mom when I was in like elementary school, middle school. I just always loved having something that I could do with my hands and then that I could like sell on the side. I loved the admin side of owning a business, and so I thought that was so cool to just like design a company and then to like make something and market it and things like that. So I have a few ideas in my head. The older I get, the more nervous I am to launch them, just because I think you start to understand like what could happen, and yeah, the fear can kind of get in the way. And so on my 27 by 27 list, I want to create and launch one of these businesses, and in Jesus' name, they will be successful. I keep thinking of the scripture that like it is like in the man's heart that he prepares his way, but like unless the Lord builds the house. I didn't say it correctly. Basically, that's what it means, is like I can have this vision of all these things I want to do, but unless the Lord builds the house, like it won't sustain itself. And so I want to kind of give these to the Lord and be like, God, like, in what timing do you want me to do this? And in what business do you want me to do? Things like that. Okay, and then my 27th thing is I want to go to all 50 states. Right now, I need to have a count, but I have like the United States right here, and I have all the things crossed off, all the states crossed off that I've been to. I think we're about halfway right now, which is pretty cool, and I'm actually really blessed that I've been able to travel a lot and have a family that loves to travel, and so they've taken me a bunch of places. So I think I only have like 25 states that I have to go to, and the great part is I have been to Alaska and Hawaii. So I've been to the two that are like a little bit out of the way and harder to get to. So I'm hoping that I can go on like a cross-country road trip and just like knock out a whole bunch of them. I feel like I need to set some precedents though of like what I mean by going to all 50 states. Like, am I content with just driving through them, or do I need to like stop and do something? I feel like I need to stop and do something. Even if I'm just driving through it for the day, like stop and have an experience that I can remember and look back on and be like, oh yeah, I did that thing in Wyoming. You know? So we'll see. I think that's where I'm at. And then I do have a bonus one, a 28 thing that I need to write on here, but I thought of it after I made my list and I was like, dang, I forgot about it. So I'm making it an extra for funsies, but I would love to fly first class on a flight. And so with all the places I'm going, I'm sure it will happen. But anyway, that is my 27 by 27 list. So follow me along for this journey. I'm going to hopefully be documenting all the things I get to do, just to come back and watch them and look at them and to share, just all the experiences and the things that I learned. But anyway, thanks for coming, and yeah, I don't really know how to close this out, but follow along. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.